Hello and welcome to the Sunbirdcrochet podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Germany. Thursday the 3rd of February 22 and it's a grey and miserable day outside, so I thought I would bring some color into life. Today I have for you 3 finished objects, 2 whips, although they're still the same, and a new category which I would like to call Squirrel. And then I have a special on Moorit Magazine Issue 2. I have lots of incoming again. And last but not least, my next project, or rather my next movie for the Movie and Stitch Project Challenge. So let's dive right in. My first finished object is the Briar Rose Cowl, which is my own design, and it's available as a free download if you go to my Instagram account, and when you look at my profile there's a link tree and the Briar Rose Cowl should be there. Via the link you get to the PDF which you can download, and I've made the Grello yellow, yellow-grey version of it. It's crochet color work using a waistcoat stitch, which looks similar to a knitting stitch, but it's not, it's crochet. And I've been using the Punk Rock Unicorn yarn minis, which I still had from my Halloween calendar, and I followed the chart and finished it using up all these little minis here. You can see the grey is going from darkish to a light warm grey, and then I have different shades of yellow, sometimes going into the burnt sienna or ochre colors, and this here is a little bit too, I mean these are all like blood drops, but yeah, I rather like it. And I've added a border of reverse half double crochet. I've got a tutorial about this and I talked about it in the last podcast episode as well, so if you want to know how this one works then just go to my previous episode and there's a link in the show notes, or you can just look it up in my channel, should be somewhere. Yeah, so that's my first finished object, and yeah, it's a cowl. Let me put it on. I'm actually wearing another crochet shawl today, which I've made a couple of years ago. It's something raspberry and croissant crochet pattern, I believe. But let me put on the cowl. Hair! So it will keep all your neck warm during winter. I rather like it. Shall I keep this on, or no, I put back the other one. So here we are, back again. My next finished object is a DK version of my new design, which is in Moorit Magazine Issue 2. More about this later, but This is actually leftover yarn, and it's my Claigan pattern. This is not blocked yet, so this will open up a little bit more, but it's this is a color fade yarn, and I really like it. The Claigan cow shawl in the magazine is using a lighter yarn weight, so this will look much more sophisticated, let's say it like this, but I just wanted to know how it looks like in a DK yarn. So you could do it as well in a DK yarn. In any case, you get lots of texture. Last but not least, I have chosen and finished my crochet project for the My Fair Lady Movie and Stitch challenge, and it's a Victorian type shawl. The pattern is a YouTube tutorial by Oh Mami Crochet. It's a Spanish tutorial, but it's very easy to follow. You just watch it and she explains everything in Spanish, but you can just watch it and you see exactly what she's doing. So this one is called Chal Ginger, and it's huge. I've been using Stylecraft Live, which is a mix of wool and acrylic, I believe. And I've used 2 strands held together with an 8mm hook, and that way it grew very, very fast indeed. And the colorway, that lovely yellow, is called Zing, Z-I-N-G. So if you're into yellow, I can highly recommend this yarn. It's very usable, easy to work with. It's huge. And I've been crocheting this whilst watching the 4 episodes of a new Swedish TV series about crime investigators when Jackson. So that's like a 4 episode kind of project of any show which lasts about 45 minutes each. I've started a new notebook for the year 2022. This is a nice sticker from Punk Rock Unicorn. And in this, I don't have a calendar, but I'm writing down my projects. Just the basics, the pattern name, the hook size, and when I finished it. So I have a kind of tracking myself. Yeah, so whips. Currently, I still have the same 2 old whips. The one is the Illuminate sweater knitting pattern by Andrea Mowry, but I'm making the crochet version. I haven't touched it since last time. And the other work in progress is my round tube knitting shawl using the Advent Yarn Minis from Crafthousemagic, which I bought now 2 or 3 years ago. And I've touched it, I've worked on it, but you can't see much progress because I'm still using the same color. I'm still on the same stripe. So I think let's just skip this for now. I've got a new category, which I would like to call Squirrel. And it might not be the best choice of word because I struggle pronouncing it, but yeah, it's basically about all the new things which are tempting me and which I would like to make. And I'm not saying I will make them. I'm just saying I really liked looking at them. They are tempting me. I would love to make them, but let's see if I will get to it. So first of all, I would like to make a purse. And I found a project, a crochet pattern, which looks like an Edwardian time period crochet purse. It's quite long. From the looks of it, it's about that size, and it's bigger on the bottom and it becomes smaller, and then there is a metal clasp on the top, and it's crochet color work, and it shows pomegranate. And it actually has two sides, the purse. You make two flat pieces which you then sew together, and I liked one side, the motif of the one side better than the other, so I thought instead of making two flat pieces, my plan is to work in the round and repeat the pattern for the one side so that I have the same pattern on both sides and I don't have to sew stuff together later. It will still work. I will make decreases on the sides, and yeah, if I will get around to it, then I will show you. The pattern is called Purse of Prosperity, and you can find it as a free download on www.crochetme.com. It's part of a 23 pattern download, but you could also purchase this from either Interweave Crochet or from Ravelry. Last time I was showing you where I'm looking for antique crochet patterns, and between then and now I've actually found a couple of more resources for you if you're into these kind of things. The first one is the Antique Pattern Library called APL, and it's an internet site where you can download PDFs of old books. I will link it down below in the show notes. Then the second one I found today, it's in German. It's an old magazine for women called Der Bazaar, and you can access this via the digital library Deutsche Digitale Bibliothek. They have issues there, magazine issues between 1854 and 1937, and it doesn't only have crochet patterns in it, but you can look at the fashion back then. There are sewing projects, there are stories, songs, and even instructions how to dance certain dances of a period, of a time period. So it's really fun. It's a kind of a looking back into history and how life has been back then. I really like that. As I said, Der Bazaar. It was a publication between 1854 and 1937. And after 1937, it was called something different. And then later, they turned it into the magazine, which still exists today, called Brigitte. So if you are living in Germany, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very popular magazine. Yeah, but back then, quite craft heavy and for women at home doing the crafty things for their families. So this is you can download this for free as well as a PDF via the Deutsche Digitale Bibliothek. And I had the idea when I looked at this that other universities or institutions might have the same kind of library, digital libraries. And I looked up the Harper's Bazaar and other craft magazines. Harper's Bazaar, just for instance, you can download that for free via Cornell University Library Digital Collections, and I will link this down below in the show notes as well. Basically, you can leaf through all the old magazines, you can pick up some inspirations, and you can download the PDFs, including instructions. Hey! So I thought I would share this with you. Let's talk about Moorit, shall we? I can finally share with you that I have 2 designs in the upcoming Moorit Magazine Issue 2. And it's a shawl project, or rather a cowl project, which I called Claigan. And another design, which is a top, a tank top called Windrose. And I already posted a little teaser with photos. And I'm rather excited about it. Claigan was made with border mill yarn, which is 50% rose fiber, which I thought was quite unusual to work with rose fiber, and the other 50% is alpaca. And it's so soft, light as a feather, and it was really, really beautiful. But I was astonished. I mean, you've seen, where did I put it? There. Same pattern like this one here, just smaller, obviously. These are supposed to be like diamonds, embossed diamonds, and a fingering weight will obviously look much nicer. And yeah, let me just put up here a photo of it. The Windrose top, the tank top, is a top made out of squares, which you join as you go. And it's not like you make the squares and then you join them. The join as you go, you have to do it after or during the completion of each square, because it's part of the last round. There will be not only written instructions, but also graphical helpers in the magazine. And I'm also quite proud. The tank top, I'm sure it's not for everyone, because it is quite lacy. You have to wear something underneath, and some might feel not that comfortable wearing it. But if you like it, then I made sure that the straps will cover your bra strap, that the straps won't get longer and longer the longer you wear the top. It will be staying in shape and in place. That was one of the main points for me when I was working on the design. And I hope you will like it. I hope that there will be many making this. And it's like, you know, designs are like little babies. You want them to grow, and you want to see them becoming part of, or to come to life, and you know what I mean. It was a lot of work, but I must say that the whole experience was very pleasant. Alison was a huge help, and the tag editor, who is Deb Find Me Knitting at Instagram, they were all really great, supporting me and the whole experience was a joy. And I hope you will enjoy the publication, the Moorit Magazine. And there are plenty more designs in there. Accessories, lots and lots of garments. And there is a splendid bag design by Faye from the Crochet Circle podcast. Shall we move on to incoming? First of all, thank you, Trina. Trina was the winner of my latest giveaway, and she sent me back this lovely card. Isn't that cute? I've wanted to share this with you. And she wrote really lovely lines, and yeah, you made me happy, Trina. Thank you. I'm still onto the Victorian and Edwardian fashion and outfit train, kind of. I jumped on that train and it hasn't stopped yet. So let me share you two things. I mentioned that I ordered a costume, like a walking skirt and a blouse and vest from a seamstress here in Germany. She has an Etsy shop, and I saw something on her photos which is called a chatelaine. It's something which you would put on the side or on your skirt, and you can have, it's like strings. Either you use metal chains or strings, and where you can keep things like your scissors or keys or a watch, things like that. Practical things, so that you don't have pockets in skirts. That's just the old way of keeping things. So I saw this little brooch which I bought, and it's antique. It has a little opal in the middle. It wasn't very expensive, but I don't know if you can see this, it has like a little something to attach to it, something underneath. I think I would pin this to the vest together with an attached watch. That's what I wanted to say. So I got this for just a couple of euros. And to go with it, I ordered a watch. And the watch is not an antique. It's sad plastic and metal. And I thought it would be small enough and light enough so that I wouldn't have to worry about the brooch being able to hold the weight. But it actually came out quite big. So this is a working watch in the style of the period, Victorian period, I would say, or Edwardian. But it's quite heavy. So I think just this one, the cover is plastic. The rest is actually metal. So it's still too huge to go with a brooch. So I have to make another plan. Maybe I will use this for the blouse, to pin this at the blouse instead. And this one I will have to come up with a crochet pattern for a chatelaine. The watch came in a wooden box, and for now I will keep both of them in it. On the same train, as I said, let's go to the next station. I've ordered a corset, and I'm not going to show you what I look like in a corset. Let me just say it is surprisingly comfortable, believe it or not. And let me just close it here. That's the front. You have little hooks with which you can close it. And on the back, it looks like this. So this might be more interesting, not for crochet friends, but for those who are like Tiffany, for instance, from Stitching Addiction. Another difficult word for me. So it's laced up bottom to middle and top to middle. So you can actually pull it close yourself. And that's the way it was done in Victorian times and Edwardian times. The cloth is from the UK, she told me. The person I bought it from is in Germany. So yeah, that's my Victorian corset. And my onesie arrived from Latvia. Talked about this before as well. Won't be wearing it for you when these are undergarments, but I wanted to show you the lace and how beautiful it looks. Let me show you the lace first. So this is the lace at the neckline, and there is lace, the same lace at the bottom of the legs, and you could order it with an open middle, but I didn't. This is really rather for wearing it as a nightie. So here we go. This is the the top, and you can pull it closer, tighter here around the neck. There's lying down acrobatics on the sofa. You can pull it closer here and adjust it to your neckline. And then you have the legs with a little drawstring there as well. You could tie it. It just goes around knee length. So you can, depending on the size of your knees, I suppose, you can tighten it or make it larger. And as I said, here you can order it with split crotch, so to say, an open crotch. Yeah, because if you're wearing a corset and a dress, you can't always get undressed if you have to do your business. On the back or around your waist, there is another drawstring, which you can then, here you can tie it together in the back, which gives you a rather roomy backside. But yeah, that's a vintage style onesie, and it's in cotton, 100% cotton, so I will be able to wear it as a nightie onesie in summer.
And some of them have a little bit of damages, but this is cotton underdress. So this is another vintage undergarment with a nice little border and some initials embroidered in there. And this one can be closed with the button to show that fits as well. Another one with a nice lacy border on top, with a little bit more on the sleeve. And then I've got some yellowing. This is quite a big competition, ranges. And it starts here with the straps.
So let's talk about the next movie and stitch challenge movie. And we've reached the letter N, like North Pole. And yeah, I was racking my brain again about which movie to pick, and these came to my mind. North by Northwest, which is a Hitchcock movie, aka Why is Everyone Chasing Cary Grant or Trying to Get Him into Bed? Then there's a movie called Number 13, which is a ghost story filmed by the BBC with Greg Wise, and it's like kind of horror ghost story. I'm not sure if I will pick this one. I will only pick one of these, and you can make a suggestion down below which one you would prefer. Then I have The Ninth Gate, which is another creepy story, this time with Johnny Depp, and it's about books which were written by the devil himself, and they all have a hidden message in them, in the illustrations. And if you put all the illustrations together, you can find the key to the gates of hell, something like that. Then there's The Notebook. I don't think I have to introduce that one. It's a romance story. about a young couple in the 1940s and their love story, and like also the same couple later in life when they're not young anymore and she has problems with her memory. It's very, very much a movie for the heart. I cried my eyes out. Yeah, and then we have something completely different, which is called, and I'm cheating because the German title is only starting with an N, Nobody is der Größte, which is an Italo-Western, but of course in English the title is actually A Genius, Two Friends and a Dupe. So this is a Western movie, and it's a silly Western movie. Tell me what you would like to see. Should it be North by Northwest by Hitchcock? Should it be Number 13? Or The Ninth Gate? Or The Notebook? Or Nobody is der Größte? Yeah, Western. Let me know what you think, or suggest something else. And no, I'm not going to go for Northanger Abbey because we've got plenty of Jane Austen stuff and content already, and there's still P for Pride and Prejudice or Persuasion. So let's keep Jane Austen for later. I tend to go for letter P with Jane Austen. But yeah, we are now at letter N. And this, my friend, concludes my episode 36. Yes, that's all for today. So thank you for being here, for spending time with me, spending your time watching me babbling on about Victorian fashion and underwear. Yeah, I hope you will still be here next time, and have a great rest of a week. I'm going to talk to you soon. Bye!